Think about the discussion yesterday with the Mets and this and that, and obviously the Knicks, and little different today. It's why everybody's got to just relax, chill. Everybody's so worked up. So worked up. All right. I am going to say something that I honestly don't know that I've ever said on the air. And I truly believe it. You know, obviously I'm going to be wrong with a bunch of things, but I don't ever say anything I don't believe, okay? I am, and it's going to sound like almost like a loser take. That's fine. Season's a success. The Knicks have officially over-delivered. Period. You know? They owed us last night, and I tweeted that, and I said that on the air. The New York Knicks, yeah, they owed themselves for getting punked out of Miami twice. They owed us, all right? Not that they process it that way, but I process it that way. The Knicks owed us what they gave us last night. First quarter aside. Oof, that was a little rough, right? They owed us for being the great fans that we are and for taking the bait. And the reason why, whether you want to use the word content, satisfied, whatever, manipulate it however you want. I'm just telling you that I am at the point now, no matter what happens tomorrow night, I am proud of these Knicks, and I'm accepting of the fate that we get. Whether it's Friday, well, if you lose a Game 7 on Monday, it's a little bit of a different reaction. I get that. But think about this, guys. For a franchise that consistently under-delivers, right? They draft the wrong guy. They hire the wrong guy. They elevate the wrong guy, right? I mean, 20-plus years of a circus. That's out of 2 or 3 years this century. The New York Knicks are really what we scream about all the time on the fan. What we want our teams to be. Who we want them to be. We want teams that give us a chance to dream. They've given us that. We want a team that's going to represent the virtues of this city. Yeah, it was on hiatus down in Miami when we got pushed around. It was back last night, okay? And in totality, it's been here the entire season, which is why we fell in love with them. We want a team that, you know, when we're a little wobbly or they're a little wobbly, you know, and they hit the canvas, they get up. Because that's what we have to do every day in the city. We've got to battle tunnel traffic and bridge traffic and foot traffic in the streets and ridiculous property taxes for not a lot of space and all the things that we deal with. We are resilient. If you're from here, you are wired a certain way. And that's why we love the 90s Knicks, despite no championships. Revere them. Now, I'm not putting this team on that level, obviously, but I am telling you, they delivered. They delivered. What they gave us last night, it was paramount that we got that. And they did it, you know. I mean, eventually, whether it's Saturday morning or whether it's Monday morning here on the Fan, or Tuesday, really, we will unpack this season and we will walk away with several things that are indisputable. We have an absolute, I've said this now, but now you have to accept it. We have an absolute, undeniable, unequivocal superstar in Jalen Brunson. Stamp that man, his superstar status, and let's keep it moving. Superstar. Okay? So we have that moving forward. R.J. Barrett's kind of making me rethink, R.J. Barrett's status here with the Knicks, you know? Again, don't misconstrue what I'm saying. If they get smoked tomorrow night or if they lose, by 2 or 3 points, I mean, it is going to be rough because we're right there. We're knocking. And we want to get in. We want to kick that damn door down because, hell, we haven't even been in the driveway for the most part this century, let alone walking up to the porch with a chance to ring the bell or kick down the door. Yeah, we're here. We know the mantra. We still here, And I think what conflicted me most yesterday, in the last 2 or 3 days is that I didn't know which Knick team was going to show up last night. And that worried me, obviously, but it bothered me because, it's not like, the Jets are playing the Bills. By the way, week 1, Jets-Bills, nice. We'll get to the schedule stuff later. Jets are playing the Bills. Jets are favored. I don't know if it's a pick 'em. Jets are favored by 1.5 or 2. And we make our predictions on the air, which are, for the most part, meaningless. We all make predictions. When we're right, we gloat. When we're wrong, we're ignored. Whatever. They mean nothing, right? But we make a prediction. It's not this. You don't carry around the burden, I don't, of being wrong picking a game. Although I did give you the Knicks 3.5 last night. Yep. Because it's whatever. Anybody can make a prediction. But when you have a year-long investment in a team, and when you get on the air, in my case, or when you talk to your buddies and you WhatsApp chain and you watch the games and you converse with fellow Knicks fans or any fans of whatever team we're touting, and you buy in. You buy in with your brain, pragmatically, and you buy in with your heart, all right? Unconditionally, because you respect the effort and you see the growth, and it's palpable and it's detectable. And then the most inopportune time, all the things that we've talked about with this team, the heart, the toughness, the resilience, it completely goes away. And we just get smashed and embarrassed and punked. That's a different energy. And that's kind of the energy that I had going in. I didn't know what to expect. And neither did you. I know what we hoped for. You cannot tell me, because we took the calls yesterday. Saw all the tweets. Nobody was saying with great conviction, Knicks are going to absolutely get back to Miami. We didn't know what team was showing up. We were in tatters. Emotionally, we were all over the map. So right now, it's 10:10 on Thursday morning, the morning after a must-win game, and the new great Knick. And there's been so few of them in my lifetime. There's been Ewing. There's been Bernard King. And I'll put Carmelo on the – I'm not getting into the Carmelo argument today, but I'll put him there, but I'll put a little asterisk, but I'll put him there. He deserves that respect. That's it. And now there's Jalen Brunson. So we have that. And we've got the first-round picks. And we've got the money. And we've got the ability to trade and do some things this offseason. But right now, the day after last night's game – I sit here, and I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying I'm the biggest Knicks fan, like number one. I'll never say that. I don't know many people who are bigger Knicks fans than me. I have always carried the Knicks as a badge of pride, on air, off air, my entire career in this city, all right? I've always done that, and I always will. So nobody's a bigger Knicks fan than me. And I'm sitting here saying, they have hit a point in the race that I'm good with. And no matter what happens tomorrow, I can compartmentalize this season as a success, period. I'm proud of them. I really am. 877-337-6666. Tiki and Tierney on the Fan. Now let me say one thing about Bam Adebayo. Are the New York Knicks and the NBA officials going to allow Bam Adebayo to completely take out Knick after Knick after Knick based on dirty screen, moving screen, flying elbow? Is this allowed? I mean, every night he's clipping one of our guys. I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous. You know? But how about the play with Grimes? And when he got banged up the knee. I mean, you can isolate that play. I'm not saying it's Willis Reed. But, I mean, if we talk about, I know Josh Hart had a rough night, but we talk about how Josh Hart has so quickly endeared himself to us and what we, always hope that our Knicks will be based on the old school Knicks, that toughness. Josh Hart earned his stripes long ago. Last night, Quentin Grimes earned his. And it wasn't by a made three. It was when his knee got jacked up, his leg got jacked up, and in a critical, vital possession, he did what we want our athletes to do. He sucked it up, and he made a play. So, yeah, I mean, I'm still worried about Miami. They're good, and they're well coached. And they have a lot of weapons. And I think at this point they've got more than the Knicks based on IQ's injury, IQ's relative absence this entire postseason. The Knicks could go down there tomorrow, shoot 3 for 20, lose 97-82, and we're not popping champagne, but I'm going into the offseason again saying I'm proud. I'm good. I like it. We've got a team, and we got a future. Now, many of you will say, that's weak, that's small. Say whatever you want. That's fine. But emotionally, they've met what I needed them to meet. And, whether it's the Mets, who got a huge win last night, God, you needed that from Verlander. Think about what we've been screaming about the Mets the last couple of weeks, right? The Yankees for a couple of years with Cashman, the Jets before this renaissance, the Giants before their renaissance a year ago. Like, we just, at the end of the day, we want championships, but we don't really get many, so let's be honest here with our teams. We need effort. We need to look on the court, look on the diamond, look on the field, and see effort that reflects what we go through day to day. And I don't know how you look at this Knicks team and not get that feeling. I do. I absolutely do. It's awesome. But they had a win last night to punctuate what I just said. All right. Place was on fire. We're inside of our Town Fair Tire studio. Our friends at Town Fair remind you that you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. And, I'm serious. Like, I don't know who's going to do it, and I'm sure they're going to be on high alert. And, of course, you don't want to jeopardize the season. I would love to see somebody just stick an elbow in Bam Adebayo's grill. Just chop him. Take him out. I'm serious. Yeah, I'm not, because I know the circumstance. You can't do that because it's more about the team at this point. Who the hell does this guy think he is with these screens and these every game? There's a Nick on the floor. Brunson's down. Randall's eye is shut. Grimes' shoulder is jacked. Grimes' knee is hurt. Every single game. And these refs allow this to happen. I almost was like, if Jericho Sims, that would be the guy. If Jericho Sims was healthy, he's obviously out for the season, I'd stick him in there for a minute. I'd say, dude, let's take this guy out. Here's a compilation. We have had our video people splice up footage of what he has done to us. All right? I'd watch it. I'd say, Jericho, at some point in the first quarter, you're coming in, you're getting 2 minutes, do it. I don't mean where you shred the guy's ACL. I'm not saying, but just what he's done, you do back. And how bad was Randall to start? What are you thinking when Julius Randle's clanking shot after shot to start the game? I'll tell you what you were thinking. You were thinking that's the last game that you ever want to see him play for the Knicks. That's what you were thinking. And isn't that the complex evaluation with Randall? And I was getting there too, emotionally, like mentally, from within. I didn't tweet anything. I just watched it again. I'm like, man, maybe that guy always underperforms in the playoffs and this and that. And maybe it's just time for this guy to get packing. Maybe it's just not going to happen for him here when it matters. Splash, bucket, rebound, dime. He answered some critics last night, All right, let's get to you. 877-337-6666. Let's get to PK in Brooklyn on the fan. PK, what's happening, buddy? How are you?
Hey, what's going on? How's it going, man?
Good, buddy. What's happening?
I'm not, I don't like that. I don't like that take. I know you're a big Knicks fan, but if you look at these rosters, there's no way to me that the Knicks should be losing this series. I know they got a great coach. But if you look at the Heat, they got really two players. The Knicks have a solid team. When I look at the games, I can't see how they really aren't dominating this Heat team. And I know the Heat, they play hard, they hustle. But come on, you got to look at this and say the Knicks should be up at least 3-2 in this series. I don't get it. So I can't be happy with they go down there and they lose by 10. They go down there, they get blown out, they lose by 1. The Knicks have to bring this back to the Garden. They have to do it.
I got you, PK. Let me ask you this. So and again, I'm hoping they do, of course. If they don't, how do you perceive this past season? How do you walk away with it?
Look at it. If this was Milwaukee, everybody was okay. If we would have played Milwaukee and lost, I would have had that same take you had.
Yeah.
The the Heat beat Milwaukee, we all were like, oh, this is laid out for us. It's the golden path. We could, because you're looking at the rosters, you're looking at the team. They're 8 seed. We're playing good. So now it's like we switched our mind because we've been, listen, point blank, the Heat brought it to us. I don't see how they're beating us, but I think they're playing smarter than the Knicks are playing. Sometimes the Knicks, they do some silly things, and I don't get it.
Well, but PK, you're making my point. Listen, this team's got to be retooled. Thanks for the call, bud. Got to be retooled this summer if you want to win a championship, all right? Now, I mean, is it completely off the radar and realm of possibility that the Knicks win Game 6, handle business Game 7, get to the conference finals, and then somehow get to the NBA final? I mean, no. I mean, it's obviously you're still in it, so not many teams are. Knicks are still there. But just watch these two teams play. The level of efficiency, the ball movement, it's not even close. Like, if Jalen Brunson's not Superman last night, Knicks are cooked, period. And Jimmy Butler hasn't scored 50 yet against the Knicks here. You know, Jimmy Butler's he's been impactful on every facet of the game, but he's not doing what he did against the Bucks, you know? And they're still up 3-2. And going into last night, they were up 3-1. And he missed the game. The Heat, I didn't think the Heat were better coming in. I didn't. I thought the Knicks were slightly better, and the reason I said that, depth. But that depth, it's been taken away for a multitude of reasons, either inefficiency, injury, or both. If you ask me right now, who's the better team, based on the 5 games that I've watched this series, it's the Heat. Not by a wide margin, but it's Miami. I mean, listen, it was great to see Mitchell Robinson hit some free throws, but, I mean, Bam Adebayo is he's an all-star. Mitchell Robinson's a good role player who is very impactful against certain players. Bam Adebayo's good against everybody. Star. Not a superstar, star. Jimmy Butler, superstar. Kyle Lowry, champion. Eric Spoelstra, Hall of Famer. They got snipers everywhere. Kevin Love, Hall of Famer. You know? So that's part of the reason why I feel the way I do. And I hope they get down there and stick it to them. And Monday, the Garden, the roof pops off to the sky. But they delivered last night. To me, that's what I needed. And they gave it to us. You know? I mean, listen. Sometimes you just have to say what applies here. You know what I mean? It's okay to get on the air and say, dude, I'm proud of this team. I'm proud of them. You know? And I think if you've really been in the trenches, you probably share that opinion. You know, if you jump out because the team is awful, you know, the Bargnani day, whatever. All the various iterations of the Knicks that were borderline unwatchable for probably 80% or 70% of you, well, that's different. Not for me. I'm proud of the Knicks, no matter what happens.